Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very big day, and I guess tomorrow we're going to find out how big of a day today is as far as the dollar goes and the markets go. 50 years ago today, 1974, on June 8th, actually it was 50 years ago yesterday, a pact was signed between Saudi Arabia and the United States government in order so that they will sell, or the OPEC nations will sell oil in dollar, therefore creating a need for dollars around the world and the birth of the petrodollar. And that's not all that we have to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. I do have more news to cover, but this is the most pressing thing that I can find to talk about on this video. On June 9th, the agreement between the United States and Saudi Arabia to sell Saudi oil in USD exclusively ends. Saudi Prince has already notified the US that this agreement will not be renewed and they will no longer accept USD. The question is this true, ladies and gentlemen? Is this going to be the black swan event that everyone's been expecting, but no one's really been talking about it until just the last couple of days? Now, this commenter on X says this would be huge news, and it is, if true, but I can't find a source for it anywhere. Well, let me show you the source. This is from an article that came out in the New York Times in 1974, and I believe it was the 9th of June, so today's date. Milestone Pact is signed by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. Why did the U.S. have to convince Saudi Arabia to sell oil in US dollars? A quick history lesson. In 1971, Richard Nixon had to take us off what we used to call the gold standard, or the Bretton Woods, where the dollar was backed up by a percentage of gold. The reason being is because other nations realized that the US, although the dollar was backed up by gold, kept printing more dollars than there was gold to back it up. So they started saying, I want my gold back. Well, once the US got down to about 8,000 or so tons of gold, they had to say, we have to stop. Because if we keep giving all of these countries their gold in exchange for the dollars that we printed, we will have no gold left and we will default. So he took us off the gold standard August 15th, I believe, 1971. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the dollar only had the value of what was manufactured in the country in the form of exports, really. Now, this article here pretty much says that it's very small, so we can't really look at it, but they did go ahead and translate it. On June 8th, the United States and Saudi Arabia today signed a wide-ranging military and economic agreement that both said heralded an era of increasingly close cooperation, and that was, ladies and gentlemen, the birth of the petrodollar. American officials commenting on the first such agreement between the United States and an Arab country said that they hoped the new accord would provide Saudi Arabia with incentives to increase her oil production and would serve as a model for economic cooperation between Washington and other Arab nations. So what's going to happen tomorrow when the markets open? I really don't know, but people have not been talking about what's been going on behind the scenes. I just happened to find this article that says that Blinken says that the U.S. and Saudi pacts could be weeks away from completion. What U.S. and Saudi pacts? Well, obviously the government knew that this pact that was 50 years old come today, or really yesterday, was coming to be, and that they had to do something about it. Why? Because still to this day, the value of the dollar, or most of the value of the dollar, comes from one thing, and that is actually from two things. Is that people believe that it's actually valuable. That's one thing. And the other thing is that it is needed to conduct international trade, although a lot less today than it had been in years past. So here, the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, on Wednesday said the United States and Saudi Arabia were very close to concluding a set of agreements on nuclear energy, security, and defense cooperation, which are part of a wider normalization deal. I don't understand how this is going to work out. And when I said on Wednesday, I didn't mean this last Wednesday. This article is from like a couple of weeks, 3 weeks old, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a few Wednesdays back. I don't understand how this deal with Saudi Arabia and the U.S. government is going to work out when Saudi Arabia already made a new pact with Russia. I believe it was a couple of years ago. And before we talk about our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Genesis Gold Group. I'm not a financial advisor, but the folks at Genesis Gold Group specialize in helping those who want to diversify their excess wealth by converting their fiat currency retirement plans into a plan that is backed by real money. So if you're in a position where you are wondering what you can do in order to diversify or insulate your wealth against what I like to call the inferno of inflation, give Genesis Gold Group a call and they can provide you with the information that you need in order to make an educated decision. Queens couple finds $100,000 in a safe at the bottom of Corona Park Lake while magnet fishing. Man, that is a big fish. A couple fishing with a magnet at a lake in Corona Park made the ultimate catch this weekend, pulling up a metal safe with approximately $100,000 in it from the bottom of the water. And when a couple by the name of James and Barbie pulled up their magnet and their line, they had a safe at the end of it. That must have been a heck of a heavy-duty magnet, huh, ladies and gentlemen? It had 2 big stacks of $100 bills. He added the bills were soaking wet and pretty much destroyed. Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think he would have been more excited? And do you even think he would have reported it if instead of 2 big stacks of $100 bills equating to $100,000, he would have found roughly 40 or 50 1-ounce gold coins? Sadly, however, the money looked to have been ruined by the water. How can money be ruined? It's because it's not money, ladies and gentlemen. It's fiat currency. Now, I know some people are going to say, hey, as long as you have one side of the bill that shows a serial number, you can bring it to a bank. Probably so. But again, would this have happened if what was submerged in the water was silver or gold? I would say not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it for today's video. I know it's a short one. I actually pre-recorded this before I went on my weekend trip. I wanted to leave you with something. That's why it's not really a full-blown news video, but a couple of articles that could actually stand on their own. Other than that, I hope you're having a great weekend. And yes, I'm taking a little bit of time to smell the roses. All right, that's why we didn't have a live stream again this last Friday. But I hope that you enjoyed my reaction video to the shorts. If you didn't take a look at those, go check them out because they're a lot of fun. Well, just as much fun as it is making this. And also go check out the video that I did on the portable reverse osmosis water filtration system. And believe it or not, it's not from SIMPURE. It's from a different company, but I'll tell you what, that thing is awesome and it works great. And it's at a pretty good price. So take a look at the links on the description of my videos, ladies and gentlemen, and always take a look at my discount codes. Having said that, have a great rest of your weekend. God bless every one of you. See you all tomorrow. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.